Hey guys, what is up? It is Danny, aka Any Day Games. I hope you guys did end up enjoying yesterday's video. The few people that watched it, because I'm not expecting a lot of views. I know how it is in the beginning of YouTube. I'm not saying I was a big YouTuber at all because I wasn't. I just had like 100 subscribers, which is really not a lot of subscribers. But it was something I was really proud of. But anyway, that's not what this video is about. Today I want to talk about something that impacted my life. In the beginning, I didn't think it was for the best, but now that I feel older and wiser, uh, I feel like what happened impacted my life for the better. Um, so what it was is at the end of eighth grade year, I ended up moving. And I lived in New Jersey. I was born and raised there in New Jersey up until I was 14 years old. And at the end of my seventh grade year, I ended up finding out that my parents wanted to move, and I didn't know to where. And I thought we were just gonna move somewhere in New Jersey. But what ended up happening was most of my uncles and aunts were living in Michigan at the time. So my mom, my mom, it's her family, her side of the family. We ended up wanting to, or my parents ended up wanting to move, and they wanted to be closer to family, and they wanted to give me and my sister a chance to be in a different place. And at this time, my sister, she is older than me by 4 years, 4 almost 5 years. Um, so she was graduating high school, and I was graduating middle school. And at this time, I was very sad because I had to leave all my friends that I'd made over the years. Considering I lived in the same place since kindergarten, so all my friends I knew since kindergarten. I was like original, and I was there, and I had all my original friends from when I was like a really really little kid. Right, kindergarten. So I was like 6 years old, I think. I'm not sure how old you are when you start kindergarten, but anyway, uh, yeah, I was really sad when I heard the news that my parents ended up buying a house, because what ended up happening was my mom and my dad left me and my sister alone in our apartment, because that's where we lived at the time. We ended up moving, or they ended up leaving us because they went house searching for a house when during like the winter, right? So at this point, they left me and my sister by ourselves. But it didn't really matter. She was like 18, 17 at the time, so she was old enough to take care of herself, and she could take care of me. I mean, I could take care of myself. I was like 13, 14, and that's like 13 actually. Um, I was very sad when I heard the news. I was sad, happy, excited, nervous, all of these emotions. And I was I was very excited because we were moving. I thought it was going to be such a great thing, moving and stuff. But I didn't realize how it would change my life, and how it would really like just really change me. Okay, so um, I didn't know where, like, when we were gonna move. I just knew we were gonna move, and my parents said, "Don't worry about it. We're not gonna move until you graduate high school." So I'm like, "Oh, I'm fine. I don't have to." Or like, this is before they told me. They're like, "It's fine. We're gonna move after you graduate high school." So I'm like, "Oh, it's fine. I don't have to worry about moving." And a couple weeks later, they told me that they decided they'd scratch that idea. They wanted to move as soon as they could. So we waited, or we had to wait until the summer, which is when But by the time I graduated and was able to move during the summer, so we started packing, and the packing was fun, no, but it made me remember that at the end of this, life was going to be very different, because not only was I going to be in another state, but I wasn't going to have anyone. At least at the time, my sister was in the same school like districts or things like that. So we would, talk about like teachers, and she'd be like, "Oh, this is a good teacher. You should, if you get him, tell him if he remembers me and things like that." And now it was something new because um, I was gonna be alone. I had my cousins, but they were at a different school, so I was gonna be by myself, and it's the first time that's ever happened to me. I'd always had my sister with me and things like that, but now I was gonna be alone, and I didn't have my friends to back me up like I did back when I was still in New Jersey, and it got me really sad because of that. I was really depressed. I told my mom I didn't want to move, and she's like, "No, you'll make friends. You're a very friendly person." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't want to move. I'm gonna miss all my friends. How could you do this to me? You told me we weren't gonna move." I told that to my dad and my mom, and they told me that what was gonna happen was for the better. Me and my sister were gonna be able to have different rooms, back where we lived, we each had a room, but it wasn't gonna be like the same. We were gonna have bigger rooms. We were gonna have more experience, and they said they wanted to give us something that we didn't have, which was a house at the time, and I'm very grateful for what they were trying to do. Right back then, I couldn't see it, so it's something that I'm glad ended up happening, but that at the time I wasn't. I was very sad, and for the majority of that summer, I was very depressed, and I was very sad, or sad and depressed are the same thing. I was very depressed in that, but I still had the summer, so hopefully I could have gotten some things. I was hoping that I could enjoy the summer, and then just enjoy my summer and not think about how it was going to be at school, because first day of high school and first day of being the new kid was something I wasn't prepared for. What can prepare you for being the new kid, but besides being the new kid, but it's something that isn't really fun. I'm not gonna lie, it isn't fun for anyone. Um, Being the new kid sucks. It's just straight up, it sucks because you don't have any friends. I mean, who do you talk to? You don't have any friends. So I remember going into school that day. It was so weird. I didn't know my schedule. First of all, I didn't know my schedule. So what I had to do was go to the library, and I waited there in a huge line to get my schedule, and I ended up finding out that I had gym, right? So I ended up going to my gym class, and I got lost, and at that point I almost just walked out of school because I didn't want to be there, you know, but I didn't know how to get back to my house, so even if I walked out, I would have been lost, and I just ended up staying in school. And I remember going to gym class and talking to my teacher, and they're like, "Oh, so you're new, And I was like, "Yeah, I'm new. I'm really nervous. Can you help me find my other classes?" And he did. He ended up helping me find my classes, and I ended up being paired up for like lifting weights. You have to have a spotter. I ended up getting paired up with another kid who was also new. But he wasn't the same as me because I had came from a different state. He had just come from a different district, but he still knew a decent amount of people, so it wasn't the same, amount of new, because at least he knew people there. But I didn't. But it was fine, and until this day, he is still one of my friends. Not my best friend, but we do talk when we have classes. We always, we always talk. We always sit next to each other because we are good friends. And now looking back on that, I am glad that we ended up moving. Because I ended up making a lot of friends, and like even now, I was being told by one of my friends that my math teacher used what I said as an example, because apparently I said something smart, and she ended up using my name as an example. She asked the class, she's like, and she ends up saying my name, right? And one of my friends told me, because he's in that class. Keep in mind, I'm not in that class. She says, "Does anyone know such and such?" Was my name. I'm not gonna say my name, but he told me that all of the class raised their hand, and that's something that I was a little bit surprised, and I realized at that moment that in the time that I've been here, I've met a lot of people, and a lot of people know me apparently, because if all the class ended up raising their hand and saying, "Oh yeah, I know him, he's a good dude," and that's something that that I thought was really cool. Um, and it made me think back on how it was being on that first day where I didn't know anyone, and now jump 3 years, I'm a junior in high school, and there she asks if they know me, and all the class raised their hands. That's something that is insane, because I think, again, I didn't think that would ever happen to me, because I was new. I mean, I knew it had to eventually, but to think back and now look at what has happened, how I have met so many people and have so many new friends, I am glad we ended up moving. At first it was a very sad thing, and I didn't enjoy moving. I was very depressed. I didn't want to, but looking back on it and looking at it now, I'm very glad we ended up moving. I'm gonna end up finishing high school here, and I'm glad. I have a lot of friends, and I don't know how it would have been if I ended up staying in New Jersey. It could have been good, it could have been bad, but I like having high school here. I like that. I mean, I can't change it now. I mean, I've had the choice to go back, and I told my parents no, because I want to stay here now. I want to finish it with my new friends, and just, I don't know. Just I'm kind of rambling on a little bit, but yeah, that's the basically the story of how I feel about moving. At first, I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to at all. I mean, for a long portion of freshman year, I wanted to move back so bad, and I wanted just not to be here. And I'm so glad that I moved now, and um, I enjoy my time here. I genuinely do, and I think about it now, and I'm like, wow, if I had stayed there, I would have met all of these incredible people that some of them I consider to be some of my best friends, and I can't imagine how life would be without them right now, and now I'm very glad that I'm here. I'm able to finish out with I'm able to finish high school with some of my best friends here, and I do, of course, miss my friends in New Jersey. That's never gonna change, but I'm glad that I have new friends that I can share in things like that. Here I'm gonna end up going to prom. I've been able to go to school events like dances, like football games. I ended up playing soccer for the school, and it's something that I'm glad happened. I wouldn't have been able to do all these things with all these people if I had stayed in New Jersey. And if any of you guys are in the point of, or you just had a move where you're gonna move, I know how it feels, and trust me, it's not a good feeling. I know what you mean. It's not a good feeling. It's something you would not want to happen. If you had the choice, you would rather stay. I know, but just know that at the end of the tunnel, there is going to be a light. You're gonna make new friends. You're gonna have maybe even better friends. And if you don't move, like, like a really far, like I did, maybe you can go back to visit your friends. No, now that I'm older, I can drive. Obviously, I can't drive back to New Jersey because that's like 14 hours, and that's not happening. But if it was like an hour away, then yeah, I could just drive back, go visit my friends, and come back, and that'd be perfect. But moving so far is it's something hard, and I know that you guys think it's not fun. You don't want it to happen, but just be sure that you give it a chance. You give your new school a chance. You try to make friends, because that is what high school is for. Just making friends, having a good time, and you don't want to be held down and be mad for like years, like maybe 3 years out of your four of high school. You're pissed. You're so mad because you don't want to be here. and you don't enjoy high school. High school should be one of the most happiest times of your life. But anyway, I hope you guys do end up enjoying the video. I'm going to wrap it up here. So if you do enjoy, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.